Salutations Rangers, General Bradley 101 back again with some more lore. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we're back again and we're talking about Space Marines. But you guys seem to really enjoy the Reaver videos, so I was like, you know, what's another Space Marine unit that kinda has the same treatment as Reavers? And I got to thinking, and lo and behold, it clicked. The Vanguard Suppressor Squad, which is really weird because it is one of the most forgotten, least loved, and least used units in all of Warhammer 40k. But in the same time, when you look into their lore, they have so much unique technology and lore that was specifically made for them. You take a look at everything about them and it's like, oh my god, someone actually put time and effort into crafting this model in this lore. And it's like, okay, all of that has then basically been reduced to nothing. Because where are they? Who are they? What are they? I don't know. You don't know. And I'm not going to be surprised if someone doesn't even know that that unit existed. And spoiler, GW is 100% to blame for this. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So, ladies and gentlemen, strap on in, buckle up, and let's get crackin' lackin' on with today's video. The Vanguard Suppressor Squad is a unique type of Space Marine unit that would fall under the fast attack category. But more specifically, they are meant to be what's known as a firefighter unit. In military and in all types of combat environments, you need a unit that can respond to breaks, quick insertions, unexpected attacks, i.e., when there's a fire in the lines, you need a unit to put it out, hence a firefighter. These, generally speaking, are usually incredibly quick and either incredibly armored or incredibly damaging, but are usually also incredibly competent, and either a veteran or elites in some cases. The Vanguard Suppressor Squad are supposed to be one of those units, because they are armed with a unique type of weapon and power armor. See, they bear something called the Mark 10 Omnis armor. Omnis armor is a combination of several parts of the very light Phobos, aka the light armor used by the Vanguard units, but also the Mark 10 Gravis, aka Primaris heavy duty power armor. It takes the best of both worlds and gives it increased mobility, but also incredible durability at the same time. The downside being, it's not as protective as Gravis, and it's not as mobile as Phobos. But that's perfectly fine, because they have that, as well as jump packs, in addition to the grav plates that brace their feet. Now why do they need something that will keep them in check and brace them? Because their unique weapon is the man-portable accelerator autocannons. Yes, those big chunky autocannons that are found on the Astreus. There is in fact a man-portable, or I say man-portable, Space Marine portable size. And basically, these guys are meant to jump into place, lock their feet into the earth, and let fly with quote-unquote meter-long tungsten titanium rounds. These weapons are catastrophic against literally everything. Enemy armor, enemy heavy infantry, enemy artillery, enemy anything. These things shred and destroy. Combined with the fact that the suppressors have increased armor protection and increased mobility, means that not only are they hard to hit, when you hit them, you're not always going to do damage to them. They are indeed the perfect firefighting unit. And you take a look at them and the way that they're constructed, their lore is so unique. They're such a unique unit in of themselves. They're part of the elite formations of the Vanguard, but whereas other Vanguards like Incursors and Infiltrators are meant to be sneaky behind the scenes stuff, these guys are meant to be front and forward in the front lines where the fighting is fiercest, where the enemy has made a breach. They have wild weapons. A man-portable accelerator autocannon that was specifically made for the suppressors. Mark 10 Omnis armor, which was specifically made for the suppressors. The combination of various different units, as well as unit types, as well as battlefield roles into one unit that is incredibly useful, but not so useful that it makes the other two units, a la Phobos and Gravis armed units, obsolete. It has one purpose that it does really well, and it has gear that makes it able to perform that duty so well. Now when you take a look at this, it's like, wow, this is a really powerful, important unit. This is the unit. But you know, that then begs the question, why does no one know about them? Why does no one like them? Why does no one love them? And why is a unit that quite literally has nearly as much custom-made shit as a veteran not a more popular unit? Also, they look great. Look at that. Big back and big gun? Yes, please. And, ladies and gentlemen, there is truly one major reason. There's a couple other reasons, but the most major reason is the fact that These guys do not have a separate kit. These guys were first introduced and last introduced in the Vanguard box set. Way back when, several years ago. GW, for whatever godforsaken reason, has never released the Suppressor kit as its own separate 3-man box, like they do with literally every single model. To my knowledge, it is the only Space Marine model ever that has never had an individual release. For some unknown, godforsaken, Satan-bound reason, GW has just decided that we as a community do not get to buy this model unless we're in the Vanguard box set. And therein lies the problem. If you're going to get the Vanguard box set, you're not going to get it for the Suppressors, because the Suppressors are only 3 minis. You're probably going to get it for one of the troops choices, or maybe for the Warsuit. So, the people who already got the box set have everything that they want. They're not gonna buy another one, or they're highly unlikely to buy another one. And the people who only want to try the Suppressors, meaning that they now need to spend 2 to 3 times as much to simply get 3 models, and a bunch more that they don't want, means they're not gonna do it. There is a massive reason, and a massive correlation, why stuff that performs well on the tabletop does well in lore, and why people know more about it. It's because word of mouth. People on the tabletop, those motherfuckers, they like to talk. Don't get me wrong, lore nerds like to talk too, but it's the way the tabletop nerds talk. They're so incredibly intricate and detailed and model-wise, it permeates all of the hobby. If a model is good on tabletop, people will want to paint it. If people paint it, they'll want to learn about it, they learn about it, they make homebrew lore for it, and then it just translates into every aspect. But what's interesting is that unlike the Reavers, the Suppressors, even out of lore, have not gotten anything. To my knowledge, there has been no new lore for Suppressors. Suppressors have not been mentioned, Suppressors have not been implemented in any form of media. No one's made a fan animation about them, hell, I don't think anyone's even done fan art about them. For one reason or another, Suppressors just fell off. People just don't like them. And it's so weird for me. And the only thing I can chalk it up to is that since GW just absolutely killed anyone buying their model, the whole community just wrote them off. Which is a damn shame when you think about it, because it's like, this is an elite unit. It's basically an elite unit. Space Marine Suppressors have to be trained to operate in this fashion, because not only do you have to move like an Assault Marine, you have the firepower of a Devastator, and you have to anchor yourself quite literally with those grav plates to make sure that they do what is right. And as I mentioned before, they have a lot of specialist gear. To my knowledge, the Suppressor is the only guys who use the Mach 10 Omnis. The only fellows, which means it's an exclusive armor for that unit. And I know for a fact that the only ones that use the man-portable Suppressor autocannon, which is again a scaled-down version of the one on the super heavy tank. So you have elite equipment, elite training, specialized dedicated into a unique formation for one specific role, which is meant to complement, not countermand, the other units in its respective two niches. But then why do people just not like them? And looking into it, there is little to no discussion about them. People just don't talk about Suppressors. Of course, you have the usual tabletop nerds who talk about are they good for a specific unit, but that's that. This unit seems to just be forgotten. And it's a shame to me, because it's like, they're such a cool unit. Like, I really don't know what else to say. Like, bro, look at them. They're heavy armor with heavy guns and big jackpacks. Like, why don't people like them more? They look great, and dude, they're so aesthetic. Like, there is something about falling from the sky with a big gun and just shooting people. But again, people just don't like them. And I'm sat here flabbergasted, because if it's the case of people just not knowing about them because of word of mouth, yeah, they're fine, that's fair. But even when they came out, people didn't make such a big fuss about them. But therein lies the other issue. People never really had a reason to like them. Because you may be asking, oh Brad, aren't Suppressors great on the tabletop? I'm like, no, they're not. They've never really been good, ever. And unlike the Reavers right now, they're still not good. Meaning that there has literally never been a reason for anyone to ever go into these guys. And again, unlike the Reavers, who have made appearances in both media, as well as the Space Marine games and fan animations, Suppressors are just all but abandoned. They're indeed the unit that GW forgot, the forgotten Space Marine that is completely and utterly absent. Which is strange, because they are a Primaris unit. GW has been pushing Primaris incredibly hard. And when you have such a unique unit with such a unique profile, a unique sculpt, a unique role, unique everything, and you read the lore, everything about this unit was crafted from the ground up. this is a unique type of Primaris unit that is completely different from anything that we had from the first one. Yet despite that, it's just forgotten. It's up in the wind, it's away, no one cares about it. And I'm just gobsmacked. Because looking into it, they're really, 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 really cool. Okay, maybe this is just me. This could just be a me thing, so looking at them, I love them, I adore them, and I think that they're amazing. But according to everyone else, including GW, they're forgetful and not that interesting. And all in all, it's a terrible, terrible, terrible shame. Because not only do they look great, the role that they fill in the Space Marine arsenal is something that is needed. That being fast-moving, heavy-duty anti-armor. The closest thing the Space Marines have to that are like land speeders with multi-melters. But having something like the Suppressors, which don't have the footprint of a land speeder, they're able to hide in buildings, that are able to stalk on the fields, that are able to go anywhere at any time via deep strike, it makes them a very, very important unit. So we as lore nerds should love them, but they've just suffered terribly at the hands of GW and, well, the community as a whole. But again, I blame GW for this, purely because GW has just killed these units out the gate. There's no reason for anyone to love them. And they're indeed the Space Marine unit that GW forgot. And as for what the future holds, I don't know. By now, if GW releases a separate kit for them, it's not really going to make any sense because no one likes them. The dog's already been killed dead. So, I don't know. I think this is just going to be a unit that just gets lost in history. And dare I say, I don't even think this will be a cult favorite. This is just no one's favorite. It's just nothing. Which is always sad to see in a setting. But, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so very much for watching. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think about the Space Marine Suppressors. Again, there's not that much to talk about because they're a unit that GW just forgot. And it's flabbergasting to me because, to me, they're amazing. The way that they're crafted, the way they were made, all the unique things about them, it's great. But I just don't understand why people don't like them. Maybe this is just a me thing. Maybe I'm the odd one out and that's why it's so funky to me. But let me know what you guys think down below. But I want to say a massive thank you to you guys for watching, but even more massive thank you to my awesome, amazing members and Patreons. Firstly, big, massive, huge thank you to our brand new members at the corporal tier, Mr. Lord Rosarius, and Mr. Tech Priest Toaster. Welcome to the core, my beautiful friends, and thank you for signing up. Big shout out to my Officer Corps with Mr. Eddie V3, Mr. Major of the Void, and Mr. General Alexander. Shout out to my Sergeant tier members, Mr. Damiak, Mr. Andy McGee, Mr. Warsmith Fireheart, Mr. Corns Butcher, and Mr. Sean IRL7. Big shout out to my Corporal tier members, Mr. Bullwin, and Tremail the Math Kitty. And shout out again to Mr. Bullwin. And finally, but certainly not least, massive thank you to my private tier members, Mr. Thomas Moslons, Mr. Ivan_SVW, Mr. Hattori's Curse, Mr. Monkey Man, Mr. Michael Hayeda, Mr. Diego Castro, and Mr. Fortus Unum. It means the absolute world to me that you guys have this faith and love in me and that you guys trust me so much. I do love and appreciate each and every single one of yous. So if you want to join up with these awesome people, sign up today with our memberships. You get early access to these videos, behind the scenes stuff to hand in making the channel work, custom member only, polls as well as votes, and everything else you guys want and more. But remember, this will always be free, and I will love you whether you give me $1 or not. Mwah! Yes, I will. But ladies and gentlemen, I've been the General Bradley 101. You've been beautiful, awesome, and amazing people. Thank you all so very much for watching. Make sure to stay loyal out there, boys and girls. And I'll catch y'all next time. Dismiss Rangers. Yeah, no, I seriously got nothing, bros. I like Suppressors. I think they're epic. I have no idea why GW just killed them in the crib like that.